Okay, so this is the Council on Aging Board. It's November 22nd, 21st. So we'll call the meeting to order.
Motion to open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, this morning we have a roll call of voting members. Chris is here, Chuck is here,
Chuck, yeah.
Joyce is here, Bill's here. That's the quorum of 4, and Cindy Currier is here with us. Public comment, none. We'll pass by. There's no one attending. First item is to review and approve the October 17th, 2022 meeting minutes. Can I have a motion for that?
Motion to approve the October 17th, 22 minutes.
And a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
All in favor?
I have to abstain.
You have to abstain. All right, so we're gonna have to,
Because I wasn't here.
yeah, okay. We can address this at the next meeting in December, I think it's December 19th. Chairperson's report. Cindy and I met with the Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging on November 15th. The only person who showed up was Deb Kennedy, and Kate didn't show, didn't call, didn't have any, tell us why she couldn't come. But we looked at, I asked some questions about the minutes that they were supposed to approve. And that's an interesting statement, because I'm thinking there are only 2 people now on that board. So a quorum for 2 is 2, I guess. I'm trying to research that, and I'll take that as a homework item. I mean, if that's the case, everything would have to pass by both of them, and I don't feel too comfortable with that, okay? And I'd like to know if they can exist with just having 2 people with a quorum of 2. I'm not sure how legal or illegal it is, but I'll definitely check that out. I had taken notes about the meetings, the minutes for the meetings, and there were a number of things that they said they were going to do that they obviously didn't do, and I couldn't ask Deb why they didn't do it. It's because Kate would be the one who would answer. Okay? One of the most outstanding things was they had told us they would have a membership drive in October, November. That didn't happen. It appears as if their mindset is it's not going to happen. They don't want to have a list of members because according to their bylaws, if you sign up to be a member of the Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging, you're entitled to vote. And they don't want to do that. I have a copy of their bylaws. That's exactly what it says. So my answer would be change your bylaw. Mm-hmm. Just have a voting board, and who contributes $15 to $20 a year to be on the Friends list is just a friend. They don't need to vote on anything. Their bylaws are very interesting because it also allows them to have a retirement account and a salary and all this other stuff if they want to deem to be able to do that. That's what their bylaws say. At least that's the way I read it. So instead of a membership drive, they're going to send out, I think it was 2,200 letters to people looking for donations. For as many years as we've donated to the Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging, we've never gotten a letter like we get from church that says, oh, and last year you contributed, $2,000. We're telling you this for income tax purposes. A 501c3 nonprofit is supposed to do that for contributions, and they don't do that. So anyway, we didn't get too far on that at all.
We didn't know who the 2,200 people that they're sending it to.
Yeah.
Is it the same
We don't know what the
people that we send our newsletter to? Is it because they were talking about targeting a younger demographic in our previous meeting?
Exactly, right.
I have a question or two when you...
Sure.
Okay. The Friends of Newbury, are they an actual board of Newbury, or are they their own private entity?
It's a private entity.
Okay, so I think 501c3 has different parameters. Okay. as far as having two there to vote on, if there's 3 members, 2 show up, if they both vote yes on something, it passes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I ran into this when I was on the Board of Selectmen, and we only had 3 selectmen at the time. And there was times if any wouldn't show up, I'd run the meeting, or somebody else would run it. And if we disagreed on something, it was tabled to the next meeting. If we agreed, then it passed.
Right.
So that's how boards on the work.
But they only have 2 is the problem.
Right, so
Yes.
if one shows up, how do you agree?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I believe on
Sounds
the
like-
boards in the Newbury are allowed from 3 to 13, always an odd number.
Always an odd number for that reason.
That's correct. And the odd thing is the chair never votes
Chair is-
until it's a
It's a
tie.
tiebreaker, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I took on that homework assignment. The other thing, you know, Deb is the treasurer of the Friends, and some of the money that they have raised over the years is in certificates of deposit. And the short story is I just raised the fact that 3 of the CDs pay a lower interest rate than their checking account, okay? And, you know, it's not a financial wizardry. If it were your personal checking account and your personal CDs, you might look at it that way and say, wow, what's going on here? At that point, I was told to back off by Deb, I think.
You were.
Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. So we didn't really accomplish too much, and we're not gonna meet again until 3 months, I think.
February, I think, yes.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. All right, next item. John Ferrara submitted a request to the Select Board. He wants to be appointed, he's asking to be appointed to the Council on Aging. He did come to the last time we met with the Friends, Cindy and I met with the Friends, and he was, I was sort of trying to get him to join the Friends, but after the meeting, he decided it was not the environment he wanted to be in. Okay, so he'd rather be on the council. Request to encourage volunteers. I think, based on what I said about having 2 people on the board for the Friends, if anyone is interested in joining the Friends of the Newbury Council on Aging, they desperately need more people, I think, to exist and to function rationally and to do the right thing. With that, we can do the director's report.
Okay, so we have had several successful programs over the past couple of months. The Delvina Theater Group came and did a presentation on the Salem witch hysteria. We had our open house that was pretty well attended. Breakfast with the Chiefs. We did our first traveling chef meal in-house. This used to be, as you remember, the Grab and Go. It's a little bit less than the Grab and Goes in terms of participation, simply because with the Grab and Goes, we could deliver meals to homebound folks. We cannot package them up and deliver them. This is an in-house event only. There are certain regulations that they are governed by in terms of the catering company that comes. So we do not have the ability to package things up and bring them to homebound folks. So our participation dipped a little bit there, but we are doing it again in December or January. We have things booked through June. So we'll hopefully get increased participation. That being said, I would say it was about 25 people versus the 40 that we normally have. So it was still a good number, but hopefully that will grow. And we had a really good veterans breakfast. Last week was our Thanksgiving luncheon over at PETA Hall. I believe we had 58 to 60 people attend that luncheon. It was pretty successful.
Huge, it was good.
Very good.
Our next newsletter is a December-January newsletter that was sent out to the printer on Friday. But the highlights are game nights are Tuesday 11/29 and Tuesday 12/6. Our next traveling chef meal is December 7th. We have a holiday party. We'll be back over at PETA Hall on December 14th. Delvina Theater is coming to do a presentation of A Christmas Carol on December 19th. We're gonna have holiday movies and crafts that will be on the calendar. Our knitting/crocheting group started. That's a drop-in group on Thursdays at 10 a.m. That will resume on December 1st. Obviously, last week was our event at Peter Hall. This week is Thanksgiving, so we will resume that on December 1st. And then in January, we're having Matt from Animal World Experience come back. He had come in and brought several different really cool animals, so he'll be back in January. We are still in need of NEAT drivers. If anyone is interested in volunteering, this is a great way to help. NEAT stands for Northern Essex Elder Transport. It is volunteer driving service. A lot of our seniors get to their medical appointments using this service. So if you are interested, give us a call. We can direct you to NEAT, or you can certainly head to their website, which I believe is driveforneat.org. Requests for bids for the van have been posted. That is open until, bids close on December 14th. They are sealed bids. I will open them here in front of a witness in this room on December 15th. And then I'll be out of the office tomorrow and Wednesday of this week, but Kathy, Janet, and Joyce will be available if you guys, or anybody needs any stuff, we'll still be here.
Wow,
Very good.
so the van's going forward. Cool.
Yes.
It is.
Is
It
there
All right, all good
possibility
news.
there'll be one in stock somewhere?
It's all gonna depend. One person I heard from had told me a while ago, like next year. Another one recently said 9 months, so we'll see.
Takes a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there are people requesting the bid package that I don't
Right.
even know where they're from. They might have something, I don't know. But it's kind of a specialized vehicle, so it's
Yeah.
not.
I
Yeah.
Probably didn't take
understand.
a
Well,
Yeah.
this one's still
When
running.
we ordered fire trucks, it was 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
sure,
Wow.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that with the change, the difference in numbers between the traveling chef and the Meals on Wheels, there's a certain population of people that got food delivered to them, which may be more meaningful in winter months when they physically can't come here for food. And I'm wondering if somehow we can,
So just to be clear, Meals on Wheels is a different program.
Yeah, yeah,
altogether.
yeah.
So if someone has Meals on Wheels, this traveling chef, the grab and go, was a once a month thing.
Was it?
So it's not like they were getting a meal from us every week or every day. If they are signed up for Meals on Wheels, they're still getting that delivered.
Okay.
This was like an extra.
okay.
But it is disappointing because I would over order to be able to package up and deliver.
Yeah.
And we were told that that's not an option.
Can't be done.
Huh.
All right.
So the initial intent of the traveling chef was a social event, to get people into the Council on Aging and give them socialization in addition to a meal. So we'll just, a lot of things that we do start slow and then they grow.
Right.
So it happened with our luncheons. When I first started doing luncheons, we did a couple at Peter Hall in the summertime. And I think I had 20 people. And now last week we had 60. So
That was,
sometimes it just takes.
an awesome event, and you and Kathy and everyone did a great job with that.
Thanks.
Really did.
It was really great.
So another interesting thought. The Council on Aging did a survey a bunch of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago maybe,
Probably two.
2 years, and I compiled the data, and essentially people were feeding back, what kinds of activities would you like to do for different categories? So I have that data, and at some point I'd like to sit down and look at it and say, okay, gee, 100 people said they'd like to do this, and 10 show up. I wish I knew who the 90 people were who said they want to do it, why aren't you doing it, kind of thing. But just to try to make sense of it and see how we can cast that net out there to get more people who thought they wanted to do stuff.
Could also be timing, right? When we're offering the event might conflict with something they're doing.
True.
I know we had sent in the last newsletter asking people, I'm working with the Recreation Committee on trying to get pickleball here in
Yeah.
Newbury. And I have 25 people on a list who are more than excited to have pickleball here in Newbury. So I'm collaborating with Mark Sant with the Recreation Committee to try and find an option for indoor for the winter, and then spring, summer, fall. I was hoping would be at the basketball courts at
I was
Central
gonna say,
Street.
that would be an
Yeah,
ideal
so-
spot.
Sure.
Right, so we're
Sure.
working on that.
Yeah.
But of the 25 people, maybe maybe all of them will show, maybe more, or maybe less.
Yeah.
It's probably all gonna depend on when we offer it.
But I'd just like to match up that data with today's reality. And I know
Yeah.
it's, not that COVID was in the center of
True.
all that too. So,
Lots of people over 60 are very busy.
That's
I
true.
just talked with a guy that retired from the post office. He says, I'm way too busy now to go back to work. He says, I couldn't do it. So, you know?
I know,
And
I know,
we keep-
I know.
I mean, I'm 70 and I still got a small business going, so. It's,
yep,
People,
It's true.
yeah.
okay, new business. Does anyone have anything to talk about in terms of new business? Chris?
No.
Joyce?
No,
Chuck, any new business?
I do not.
All right, no need for executive session. Do we vote for to establish the next meeting, or do we just declare it?
just declare
December 19th. I think that's the right Monday in the calendar. First day of Hanukkah, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, how about a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Great, thank you all very much.
Thank you all.
Have a great Thanksgiving Day.